Let's talk about repository pattern. We could just access the DB context from our controllers directly, but we can easily run into problems like that. Code duplication is quite common. You might need to access cities or update points of interest from multiple parts of your app. If that's the case, you'd want that code to be written once rather than in every action or part of the application. That then leads to another possible issue. Your code will become more error-prone, if only for the duplication. And then there's testing. If you want to test the controller actions, but those controller actions also contain logic related to persistence, it's harder to pinpoint why something might go wrong. Is it logic in the action? Or is it the persistence-related code in the action that fails? If there was an easy way to mock the persistence-related code and test again, you know that the mistake isn't related to that persistence logic. This is where the repository pattern comes in. It's an abstraction that reduces complexity and aims to make the code, safe for the repository implementation, persistence ignorant. So we achieve no duplication, less error-prone code, and better testability of the consuming class. The term persistence ignorant from the definition we just saw might require some additional clarification. Sometimes it's said that through a repository you can switch out the persistence technology when needed. And while that is strictly speaking true, that's not really the purpose of the repository pattern. What it is very useful for, however, is allowing us to choose which persistence technology to use for a specific method on the repository. Creating a trip might be easier through Entity Framework. Getting a trip with some complex logic might be more advisable through ADO.NET. You might even call into an external service. In short, for the consumers of the repository, it's of no interest what goes on in the implementation. Rather than switching out one persistence technology for another, for the complete repository, it allows us to choose the technology that's the best fit for a specific method on the repository. Let's see how we can implement such a pattern.